next speaker is from UK, Hungary. She's a business coach specializing in systems and processes. Please welcome Orsi.
So I've known Orsi for a very long time. I'll tell you a story that very few people know. So the event, we had Mega partnering, and then we changed it to JT Foxx Family Reunion. And then when Samuel Jackson said, when my agent went to Mel Gibson, and said, you know, we'd like to invite you to call JT Foxx Family Reunion. And he goes, why the F I would go to a reunion? So sometimes your branding inside your event, inside your organization they get, but to the outside it's foreign. So at that point, I changed the thing called Mega Success, and ironically, he wouldn't go to JT Foxx Family Reunion, but he would go to Mega Success. So I came up with the idea, Mega Success, bought the domain, actually they wanted $4,000 for it. I told Francie, I'm going on stage. We were in Scotland. I'm like, I don't care, we're gonna build a brand. And we did it, and I was all excited. And then I see Orsi's post, and she has an event called Mega Success Expo. And I was like, ah, damn it. Because then it's going to feel like I copied, and I didn't. It was not. So I called Orsi, and I asked for permission to be able to call it Mega Success, and they had no problem. But if she had a problem, I wouldn't have done it. That's the value that I use. Because last thing I want to do is accuse of taking clients' ideas and stuff like that. Just out of curiosity, why did you allow me to have it Mega Success?
Well, I always say, and you always say, that family first. So I value whatever you give us as students and then your clients. So I think that I didn't see any problem with that. And also, we are in a different continent.
Except the problem is I attract 75 countries, so that's the...
No, that's true.
And people from Hungary, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm glad I did. It just goes to show the code of ethics and honor. So, Orsi, one of the biggest problems in businesses today is the inability to have systems, grow systems. We just seem to wing it. What's the best way for entrepreneurs to systemize their business? Because that's a really determinant between whether you're working in your business or on your business.
Oh, absolutely, that's true. And I think that I really believe that from day one you should have some systems set up. And systems doesn't need to be very complicated. It's sometimes just a step-by-step guide.
Give us an idea of what are the systems we need or should have that most people don't have. Like what kind of systems people should have? Like it's easy to say, like, I need systems. Be like,
well, it can be how you employ someone or how you do your orders. If an order comes through your web shop, for example, or how do you deal with customer complaints? And what I have seen so far, that everyone is doing their own things and they might have their own system set up, how they work, but then when they are not there, no one can actually step into that role and then fulfill that position.
Give us an idea of a systems that you think entrepreneurs should have, and maybe take us from the start of the system to the end of the system so I have a better idea of what you're trying to do for small businesses.
Well, so for small businesses, we always look at how we can save time and money, first of all. So sometimes we just need to go out and look at what automations are available for us and then use it, because when you are on your own, a one-man business, for example, it's very hard to do everything. So sometimes you need to automate things. What I do mean like invoices. You know, you're not there as a business owner to write invoices, but if you have a good software which can automate it, then that will save lots of time.
How do you know? The problem is that there's so much different softwares, you know, Salesforce, Infusionsoft, QuickBro, Inuit, like there's so many softwares out there. Everybody claims to have the magic pill to make it easy. So how do you know what to spend and what not to spend? So what doesn't work and what you should buy or not buy?
Well, I don't think that every systems are perfect first of all. And I think that when we are talking about systems, it's an ongoing thing. So when you say that, oh, I have this process done, that doesn't mean that you have it for the rest of the business life. Yes, there are so many softwares out there, that's correct, and I think that you need to see your budget, what you can afford, and the purpose of the software, for example, that you're using, whether it fulfills fulfills your requirements. Sometimes there are small businesses who would love to use Infusionsoft, but Infusionsoft knows so many things that they might not need. So I think that it's a step-by-step that you go from one system to another. I'll give you an example. When I started building lead pages, I used leadpages.net, I think that was. Then we moved over to ClickFunnels, and then we're looking at moving to Infusionsoft as we are growing.
So what about people say, like, I want to create my own software system? Is that a waste of money? Because it could be extremely pricey, but then you're getting more of a customized feel. Like, what are the pros and cons?
Personally, I don't really recommend to reinvent the wheels, because if something is there, why not use it? Why are you spending so much money to use and create something else? When I used to work for big transportation companies, for information controls, we always bought different softwares which were on the market, and then usually these softwares allows you to customize it to your needs. So sometimes there are certain things that are available, and then you can kind of like add on.
When you, people always say, well, I don't have any money, I'm going to wait until I have money to systemize, but then they never make enough money. And also, too, the problem in today's market, your biggest bottleneck to your automation and systemization is human error. And so what's that line between, all right, so yes, it costs money, but then this is going to do the work to 5 people, or do I wait until I have money and then I do it? That is the big decision that a lot of people...
It is a big decision, I agree with you. And I think that there is a point until you can do it on your own and then have just like really, like an idiot guide at how you do it. And then I think you need to set milestones that if I reach certain milestone, then yes, I'm going to invest in a software. But system doesn't need to be softwares, because some of the processes we do, for example, how we employ people, that doesn't require a software, that requires you to sit down, spend some time, and then build up that how you want to employ someone, and what is the step-by-step, what are the steps to get someone employed.
Now, you've had a lot of my clients and a lot of people go to Hungary from all over the world to go speak at your expo event. Can you tell us what it's about, and how is Hungary as a country good for branding, or anybody out there to go out there? What's different about that country?
Well, it's very interesting, because recently we did a survey, and then the outcome was that people are not really willing to travel outside of Europe, and sometimes outside of Eastern Europe at all. So that's given us an opportunity to take speakers to Hungary and to Eastern Europe, because they are still hungry for the knowledge, and they still want to make business outside of Hungary. So that was the main reason why we started to go there. And we just had the last event last week, which was really amazing. I was blown away by the feedback, and there are so many good relationships and business happen there where they met. So I think that not so many people go in that area of the world, and there are business opportunities out there. I know that some of, for example, the Hungarian government supports foreign property investors. I have a really good relationship over there regarding properties. So yeah, I think that it's an uncovered market.
Now, you are the only one who drives me around when I'm in the UK or in Europe.
That's true.
Because she can actually drive, unlike Tracy, who over there is the worst driver ever. Right, Tracy? Yeah, worst driver ever. Yeah, it's really bad. I have nightmares about it. I'd rather not go anywhere. What's one thing that you've learned from me that you think has had a tremendous impact on your life and your business? Obviously, you've had so much success. You do it all over Europe, all over the world. You have coaching clients all over the world. What's that one thing?
I think that for me, the most memorable drive was from Paris to Antwerp. And
I wasn't talking about the drive in general.
No, I know. But from there,
which is on 365, by the way. The one we drove from. She drove from Paris to Belgium, where basically none of us had slept for like 30 hours, and then she dropped us off, which was like 2.5-hour car ride, and then drove back to go to the UK right there without ever sleeping. But I think the biggest nightmare was the petrol. I mean, it was 88 euros, which is like 4 million rands. I couldn't eat for 3 days. That's how expensive it was. But we were all delusional in the car. I remember recording that 365 hill.
Yeah, but on that drive, I really saw that business is not easy, and you just went through that phase when breaking up with your CEO, and I think that that's really just shook me in a way that, you know what, yeah, it can be so glamorous from outside, but when you are in it, it's a different case. Yeah. And I personally learned a lot, because how I deal with my staff is very different, and you know, I'm not disregarding them, but I think that maybe we just need to take a few steps back and then watch it from a little distance.
If you want to automate your business, or you want to come speak in Hungary, she's extremely popular, and she's the person to talk to. Give Orsi a big round of applause, everyone.
Thank you.